Good afternoon. It's Thursday. It is 3:08 and it's time for you to be adrenalized. That's right, folks. It's time to get that blood flowing and get re-energized. Why? Because you're here, you're alive, and it's time to be motivated to be your best self. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Tom Marino Show. I'm your host, Success Strategy Coach, Tom Marino. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, I want to hear from you, so go visit me at tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. You can fill out a contact form. You can also follow me on Instagram at Tom Marino Coaching. That's Tom Marino Coaching. I want to thank our sponsor, as usual, New House Restoration, where they turn your old damaged old house into a new house. Visit them at newhouserestoration.com. That's newhouserestoration.com. If you had a fire, flood, sewer backup, or asbestos, contact New House Restoration. Give them a call at 631-604-8590. That's 631-604-8590, and tell them that Tom Marino sent you, and Josh and Kristen will take good care of you. All right, before we get to our content and show for today, I want to do a very special shout out to all the mothers out there and all those mothers out there that are celebrating a very happy Mother's Day on this coming Sunday. A very special shout out to my wife, Kristen, the mother of my children. Thank you so much for all that you do to care for our kids and for me, your third child, and your fourth child, our Chelsea dog. So thank you for everything that you do. You are amazing, and you make my life better because you're here, and I love you very much. Special shout out also to my mom, who gave me life, and to Kristen's mom, my mother-in-law, giving life to my wife and making this all possible. So thank you so much, all those moms out there, for everything that you do every single day to be there as the support to your families, and we appreciate you very much. And lastly, to all the grandmothers out there as well, especially my grandmothers, who are both celebrating Mother's Day in heaven, for everything that they've done for us and for our families. So today I want to get into our show, and I want to welcome a very special guest. His name is Tom Allen, and I call him Ticket Time Tom. The name of his business is Ticket Time. You can find him on Instagram at Ticket Time USA. So Tom, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on? How's everything, Tom?
Everything is great, Tom. Thanks for being here today.
Nothing I say is going to be as valuable as when I seen that commercial that you put on first. So you know what? It's going from zero to that, because that's much better than anything I'm going to come up with here.
Listen, let me tell you, Tom, you are the stress reliever for a lot of people, and I don't know if you realize that, what you do in your business. So tell everybody what you do with Ticket Time. What is that all about?
So basically, Ticket Time is a full service ticket business. We try to specialize in the best seats in every venue. Mm-hmm. So, I also try and help anyone who's trying to go to an event and maybe is on a specific budget.
Okay.
But I would say the most important thing is that, we just want to make sure people are getting quality seats at a pretty decent price. So
Tom, let me ask you a question. We have all these seats out there on, StubHub and Vivid Seats and SeatGeek and all of these different sources, all these platforms. What do you do that's different than them?
A lot of times, you don't really know what you're buying. You're not really sure. You might think you're buying a specific seat and row, but, you don't really know what it comes with, or does it come with any additional stuff in regards to food or non-alcoholic drinks. The ticket business is it's a shady business, man. I mean, you might want to really deal with somebody you trust, because, people don't realize is those platforms are just selling broker tickets. They're not selling, like SeatGeek doesn't own those tickets, or right. StubHub don't own them. They're coming out of a broker's hands, or a civilian like yourself who's not right. really vested in the business.
Right, absolutely. It sounds like you're at the mercy of whatever is posted on there, pretty much, right? And you don't know if it's true or not. How do you know that it's true?
In regards to me, or in regards to a consumer?
In regards to a consumer, how do they know it's real?
I don't really. That's why I always say, they got to have someone they can trust. Look, one thing about me, I'm trying to be brutally honest with people. So that might turn some people off. They'll probably say, look, I really don't want to deal with that guy. But, you know, the thing is, they're always going to get honesty. So,
well, I can validate that for sure. So, you know, Tom, you've helped me with several tickets, and you've been there 100% of the way, and you have made what I used to deal with going through all these different vendors so much of an easier process.
I'm looking forward to when you go. You got that comedian, that John Mulaney.
Yeah, we're going to John Mulaney on June 23rd.
Right, so, you know, I'm looking forward to sending you there.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. So far, you've sent me to Tig Notaro at the Beacon Theater, and you sent me to Open Day at Citi Field.
Yeah.
Right? And those have been... And people, when I tell you Tom takes care of you, Tom takes care of you. You just got to trust Tom.
Well, see, that's what, you know, like, I never forget what people ordered.
Right.
So, like I said, you know, the minute I hear your name, the first thing I'm thinking about is John Mulaney. I'm not thinking about this show. I'm not thinking about, like, networking groups. I'm thinking about, like, you know, one thing and one thing only, John Mulaney, you know?
You know, and that's what it's about, right, Tom? I mean, when you work with clients, when you work with people, you have to make them a priority. How do you manage
Listen, man, I
all
mean,
of that?
You got to just take care of customers, because if you don't, somebody else will. But there's a lot of customers. I'll fire customers too, so don't sleep on me. You know, you start becoming a pest. I'll say, listen, you got to buy them tickets online. I'm not even interested. So,
right.
You know, look, thank God I can do that, and I can pick and choose the people I want to deal with, because, look, it's like you said. You know, I'm going to take care of you. Mm-hmm. You just got to give me the opportunity to, and not drive me crazy. You know, when you start driving me crazy, your temperature starts going down, where all of a sudden I'm like, nah, you know what, we might put you in a nosebleed, and that way we get rid of you for life.
It sounds like when I coach clients that are really not a good fit for me, after a while it's like, hey, coaches fire people as clients all the time.
Right.
You got to do it, you know.
People be getting pissed off when you fire them too, because I fired some people, they lost their mind, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what happens, and you know, one of the things that's really, you know, people want so many things so quickly, and they want things on demand, and they want this on demand. And with you, you've just got to be patient and know that Tom is going to deliver.
If you want things on demand and you don't want to pay the top dollar, you got to just chill out a little bit. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. I try and tell people, look, if you just, you know, marinate a little bit and understand, don't drive me crazy, just pay for your stuff. And look, this is what I always say. When the show comes on, if you're not in the seat that you wanted to be in, then you have a full right to complain and call me up and go crazy. But up until that date, let's just, let's just wait until, you know, the show's not happening. John Mulaney ain't happening tomorrow. Like, no. You know, so, I mean, why we don't need to talk about every 5 minutes where I'm sitting.
I'll wait for you for June 22nd, the day before, to say, Tom, here you go, because that's how you work. And you know what? You've taught me patience in this situation.
And the reason is, and you know, it's funny you say, so the reason is that because, look, and you bring up these other SeatGeek, SubHub platforms, right? If I'm holding 100 seats and my seats are showing online, which they do show online at times, right? I have inventory I own, you know, over $1 million of inventory. You know, I want to make sure that a consumer like you, who's a retail customer, is getting the best seat.
Right.
I don't really care if the person on SeatGeek gets the best seat. I don't know them.
Right.
So my main goal is that a retail customer that I interact with and has my phone number and calls me up, that's the person that we're going to take care of right away. And they're the most important asset to us.
Well, that's awesome. All right, we're going to keep talking with Tom from Ticket Time. You can find him on Instagram at Ticket Time USA. That's Ticket Time USA. And listen, if you need tickets for an event anywhere across the country, right, Tom, you can get them from you. So we'll come back and talk to you right after this break. Hey, this is Tom Marino of The Tom Marino Show here. Imagine you wake up and you've had a major sewer backup in your home. Well, let me tell you about a company that I've worked with personally, New House Restoration, where they take your damaged old house and make it a new house. For any water, fire, mold, or asbestos damage, please call them at 631-604-8590. That's 631-604-8590. New House Restoration.
'cause I'm happy. Clap along.
And welcome back to the Tom Marino Show. I'm your host, Tom Marino. Thank you so much for tuning back in. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the show today. It is Thursday, Cinco de Mayo. I forgot to mention that earlier. I jumped right into celebrating Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm so excited. Right after this, tonight, we're heading out to Napolitano Farms in Brentwood for a Long Island Networkers event. And hey, Tom, that's where you and I met. We met through Adam Hurd and Long Island Networkers. That night you sponsored a paint night in where was that? That was in East Meadow, Westbury area? Yeah.
Great, it's definitely something any business owner should check out. He's definitely someone that will help you get your business to the next level, possibly.
Absolutely. And that's that's the beauty of networking and the beauty of what we get to do, right? I met you at that event. You've now supplied me for 3 events with tickets. And I hope other people are utilizing you as well.
Listen, you talk about tickets. That's the most important thing. I always say, look, the most important thing in life is the relationships that you have with people.
Exactly.
So look, that's why when people say how you get some of these tickets, listen, you develop relationships with people and, they're going to take care of you. And that's where then it trickles down to the customers.
Right. And that's what it's about. It's about building relationships with people. It's about taking care of people. I always feel, I feel like Long Island Network is the tagline should be, I know a guy, right? I think somebody said that, I know a guy. And it's true. Like when you belong to groups like that and you belong to, we see it all the time. I know a guy. I tell my friends about you all the time. I tell other people about it. Like, I know a guy if you need tickets.
Yeah, but you know what? See, I think people take that they take it in the wrong direction sometimes for this reason. I always tell people, listen, somebody will call me and say, oh, well, what's the price for this event? Oh, okay, it's $300. Oh, I see it on StubHub for $315. Can you? I said, look, go buy it on StubHub. See, ask StubHub to refer you some business next time.
Right.
See what StubHub tells you.
Right.
See what somebody else tells you.
Yep.
The thing is that's where people are money wise, dollar foolish. You have to understand that,
right.
It's called networking for a reason. You're helping out another person so that way they help you out, because at the end of the day, everybody's just doing the same thing to support their life or their family, whatever they're doing,
Exactly. And
whatever sick habit they got there.
That's the entertainment business, right? We gotta take care of our clients too. A lot of small businesses, if you're a small business owner out there right now, and you need to take care of your clients and you're tired of paying these high fees and all this other nonsense that a lot of these other platforms are charging you, Ticket Time doesn't charge you that.
No, if I tell you it's $1, it's $1.
Right.
So the thing is that I'm not going to tell you it costs $100 a seat and then, hit you in the head with $125. So right. It's just, like I said, the most important thing is really I just base myself on transparency.
Right.
And, the trust, they have to trust you. But more importantly, it's just being honest with the customer. If you're honest, what happens is that, like with yourself, you go to an event, next thing you know, you're telling your friend. That's right. Far better advertising than anything you could pay for.
That's the thing. And let me tell you, from experience, Tom takes care of you. You give him a budget, he finds the best thing that he can find in that budget for you, and even does even better than that. That's been my experience. So I tell people all the time, if you need tickets for something, anything. Now, the Rangers are in the playoffs, okay? I'm an Islander fan, so I'm not so happy with how poorly Islanders did this year.
I want the Rangers to go out in 4 games. So
I'm preaching to the choir. So what is the demand right now? Like, are you supplying a lot of tickets right now?
It's good, but I don't take day of event orders unless it's from a friend or a family friend. I don't. So the thing is that people that paid me in advance, like somebody might have said, hey, I want to buy game 5 today. Yeah, they get taken care of. But
right.
I had people call me today. My phone was blowing up on the way here. They want to buy tickets today. I says, nah, man, I'm not buying. You're not buying no tickets for me today.
Right.
Like, first of all, what do you want me to do? Call the rep up? Repping is so busy, he ain't bothering with that.
Right.
That's why you got to plan ahead. I don't do last minute stuff because of that. You can't take care of the customer correctly.
Right.
If you're doing things last minute, you can't hook the customer up. Because say you want to go to the Garden, you want to get in the Madison Club, or you want to go in the Delta somewhere. Listen, there are people that they're not going to say, listen, you didn't give us any time frame.
Right.
So I try to avoid that. I always feel like that's
Well, it's an important boundary to keep. I mean, it's a great boundary to have because you want to deliver top quality all the time. And I think that's one of the things that people have to respect about what you do, what I do. If we're going to deliver quality of service, whatever that is, you have to have
Well,
those
the thing is, listen, I just tell them, I'm not hungry for your money. I had people call me today and said, listen, you know what? I don't want your money. I'm not taking your money because you're not going to get something good.
Yeah.
So you know what? Now, the guy who paid for game 5, because obviously once the Rangers win a game, there's going to be a game 5, right? So the person who paid for game 5, only 2 things could happen. One, they're going to get hooked up in really good seats for their money, for what they paid, right? They're going to get great value. Or 2, they're going to get a refund.
Right. Well, listen, if you're out there and you're listening right now, we're talking with Tom Allen, and this is the Tom Marino Show. And if you are looking for tickets for an event and you want to get the best value and you don't trust any of the things that are out there, I'm telling you, you can trust Tom at Ticket Time USA on Instagram. Reach out to him at Ticket Time USA on Instagram. Send him a message. Send him a message titled, I heard you on the radio, and he'll know that this was worth his drive out here to be out here and promote his business. So Tom, tell me a little bit, how did you get started in this business?
Well, I was in law enforcement for a long time.
Okay. So
I retired from that and just really kind of just fell into it. I always had season tickets because I'm a big sports fan, and I was a big concert goer.
Right.
And then you know what? Just from the people that I met in the business, they kind of showed me certain things, and I learned things that I really didn't. What I did is I took, I heard Dan Reeves say something once. He was the old Giants coach.
Yep.
And he said, when someone talks, just listen because 2 things are going to happen. One is that they're going to say something and you're going to want no part of it. It's just going to go in one ear out the other. And the other thing is that it's going to go in your ear and you're going to say, okay, that's a good idea.
Right.
So the thing is that's what I did in the ticket business. I met a lot of characters, some that I really took a lot of input from, and some that I just seen the things that they were doing completely wrong. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to do something totally different than that.
Right. So you had some really good mentors. You had some people who really showed you the ropes and you really made it your own. And you said you have $1 million in inventory. What does that mean?
Means that we own $1 million in tickets for probably more than that for numerous events.
Okay.
Whether it's every kind of concert you could think of, every sporting event you could think of. There's very few events that are going on in this country that we don't have some type of stock. In the same way somebody would buy, you have to see when in this business, you have to look at tickets like it's a commodity. But people don't understand that somebody might think, oh, I just want to get in this and make some money. They don't understand. This is like I said, this is shady business here. I mean, it's not as shady characters.
Right.
So you got to really know what you're doing.
Right.
Because you get hurt in this business real quick, financially, if you don't know what you're doing.
So at this point, if I said to you, Tom, I'm going to call you in October when the Mets are in the World Series, you're going to have inventory for that.
That's not even something that's debatable. Of course, that's a guarantee. That's
and Stanley Cup Finals, Super
not
Bowl.
Not even something that is even thought about like where it's a problem.
That's fantastic. So if you're tuning in, this is Tom Marino and the Tom Marino Show. And we're talking with Tom Allen from Ticket Time at Ticket Time USA on Instagram. If you are looking for any tickets for any events, Broadway shows, comedy shows, sporting events, concerts, Tom is your guy. So Tom, how else can people reach you?
I think the Instagram is the best platform. Okay. Obviously, they can just call the office. They can call my cell phone at 631-213-7675. That's 631-213-7675. Or they can call the office phone at 516-588-TIXX. That's 516-588-TIXX, which is 8499.
Fantastic. All right, everyone. If you want some tickets, reach out to Tom at Ticket Time USA on Instagram. And if you haven't already, please go to my website at tommarino.com. Go to the radio page. Leave me a comment. If you have any questions that you want answered on the show, just give me a shout out on the radio page at tommarino.com. Or you can reach me on Instagram also at Tom Marino Coaching. Just DM me radio. And let's get a conversation started to get you changing the things that you want to change in your life. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Give me all you got and don't hold it back. Yeah. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel.
Back Tom Marino Show. I'm your host, Success Strategy Coach Tom Marino. Thanks you for tuning back in. It is a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Cinco de Mayo, everybody. We are excited for a lot of fun stuff coming up this weekend. But I wanted to take this short segment to just talk about something that happened over last weekend. I'm sure a lot of people out there, if you're listening, you probably have seen a lot of media and a lot of attention to the unfortunate death of Laser LaPena during a Little League game last Friday night at Point Lookout on the field. There's been a lot of community coming together. And yesterday, my friend Nick Ippoliti, who is the president of the Merrick Belmore Little League, was on News 12 talking about how we've brought the community together. So I've asked him just to come on and talk a little bit about what we're doing to honor this very special 10-year-old boy who unfortunately passed away playing the game that he loved. So Nick, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you very much for having me today, Tom. How are you?
I'm great, Nick. Thanks so much for being here. So, Nick, tell us a little bit about what we've been doing to support the LaPena family as a Little League community.
You know, right away when we heard about the tragic passing of Laser on Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, myself, the Merrick Belmore Little League board, we started talking. By 10 o'clock in the morning, I was on the phone with the presidents of North Merrick, North Belmore Little League, Seaford Little League, Wantor Little League, Massapequa International Little League and Massapequa Coast Little League, and we knew we couldn't be stationary. We felt like we had to do something for such a tragedy that happened so close to home. Our hearts go out to the LaPena family, Long Beach, Lido Little League. It's been a tragedy that none of us as parents ever want to see happen, let alone on a Little League field.
Absolutely.
So one of the ideas that we had was to, immediately we felt we had to do something. Right away, we started putting out the hashtag, bats out for Laser, which is honestly went across the country at this point.
Yep.
The Mets, the Williamsport, Major League Baseball Network posted it last night. It's been amazing to see the sense of community come together, not only locally, but throughout the nation.
Right.
The next thing we planned, and this is all happening so fast, the next thing we planned is basically Little League Jersey Day or sports jersey, what have you, to school on Monday, May 9th. Number 9 was Laser's favorite number, and as it may be, Monday is May 9th. It gave us a couple of days to organize, gave us a couple of days to collect our thoughts, and the momentum behind this movement is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just been amazing, and I'm so grateful that we have such an amazing community of Little Leaguers all across this island, all across the nation. Frankly, there's nothing like Little League, and you do a phenomenal job running Merrick Belmore's Little League. I mean, we've been part of that for 7 years, and we've had some major successes. But the things that really matter is when we come together like this community, and you've done a tremendous job, and I thank you for that. And I want to make sure that anybody listening to the show right now heard Nick really clear. On Monday, May 9th, we are encouraging every Little Leaguer across Long Island, every Little Leaguer across the country to wear their Little League jersey or a sports jersey to school in honor of Laser LaPena. And I think, Nick, you did something really great here. So thanks for bringing it to the forefront for everybody.
We appreciate everybody getting involved, all the support, not only in our Little League, but throughout Little Leagues throughout the country. We've even seen this movement get to the high school level where, the high school kids are being asked to wear any sports jersey to have to school. So this is something that affects every single person. It affects every single parent. Everybody could understand the feelings they would have if this was to happen to them. So that's why I think it's something special. It's something the family can kind of look back to one day and say, man, look at this support, in such a tragedy.
Yeah.
To see the community come together is a blessing.
Absolutely. All right, brother. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for what you've been doing.
Thank you very much, Tom.
All right, take care. All right, and one other thing that I know about too is at my kids' school tomorrow, actually on Friday, they're wearing purple for epilepsy awareness for seizure disorders because Laser did have a pre-existing condition, seizure disorder, and we just wanted to continue to show support to an amazing family, and I hope that everybody out there can show their support tomorrow and Monday with purple tomorrow and your sports jerseys on Monday. I would encourage everybody on on Monday. Wear a sports jersey to represent and support this family and this young kid. All right. So getting back to our guest today, Tom Allen from Ticket Time. So Tom, we've been talking about all the things about tickets, and I kind of wanted to get back to what's some of the big challenges that you face in doing what you do?
Well, first off, before we even go into that, I mean, this situation that happened that I'm hearing about, I have 3 children at home.
Right.
That's pretty devastating, man. I don't know if there's a way you can get in touch with those people. We'd love to maybe auction off a pair of really good Yankee tickets, and maybe they could raise some money for the kid's family if they got all those little leagues involved.
Yep.
It might be something that you can generate some income, maybe a couple of $1,000s.
Right.
I'll just donate the tickets. I just want them to go into the right hands.
Absolutely. You know what I'll do? I'll connect you with Nick, and Nick is the guy that gets all that stuff done. So Nick, if you're still listening, we'll connect you with Ticket Time Tom here, who's going to help us to maybe do some fundraising for the LaPenna family. That's really generous of you, Tom. I appreciate that very much.
That's just life, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not,
Absolutely.
I mean, for me to start talking about tickets, man, after I'm hearing, come on, man, you got to get yourself, you out of touch with reality, man.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. I appreciate what you're doing. It was a very impromptu thing that we decided to do last minute, and I don't want to take away from your time either. But thank you for offering that. I really appreciate
that.
I
said, that's a genuine thing. That will hopefully the gentleman, if he needs it, you just reach out.
Absolutely, and I'll connect you too via text, and we'll make sure that happens. So Tom, in wrapping up your interview here and being on this show today, what's something that you would tell people out there?
Listen, just be aware of what you're buying. You think sometimes you're getting a great deal. You don't know what you're buying. We have access to pretty much every high-end seat. We have access to basic seats. I mean, look, I sat in the nosebleeds at every Jet game when I was growing up until I was in my 30s. And, now I'm sitting, eating sushi in the coaches club. So
right.
There's 2 sides of it, and we're going to accommodate both types of people. The thing is that, people just got to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, anytime somebody tells you, hey, I'm getting you, seats that are at 10 and you're paying $100. See, I just seen so many people get robbed in this business.
Yep.
That, like I said, you just have to know who you're dealing with. And that's why the networking thing is so powerful. I'll stress that again, because if you refer someone and they know you, they're going to kind of act like that, they know you, they know me. Mm-hmm. When you have a stranger call up that might be listening to this radio station that doesn't really know you personally, Tom,
right.
They're really never going to, it's very difficult for them to become a ticket customer because they're not going to think it's legitimate. They're right away apprehensive. But
right.
when someone that
mm-hmm.
or a customer, that's really, see, I don't advertise. My advertisement is the customers, because
right.
if I'd rather spend extra money on getting the customer better tickets,
mm-hmm.
And not making a big profit,
right,
as opposed to putting some nonsense into advertising and people are calling up that don't know you. If you have a good experience, you're going to tell your friends, listen, don't buy on StubHub. Call my buddy Tom.
Right.
So that's how I look at it.
Absolutely. And Tom, for everybody who's listening, for those who may be interested, if they reach out and maybe they are someone that's going to trust you and do the right thing, because hopefully they listen to the show and they trust me. I know you've been phenomenal in supporting me and what I would like to do with, making sure that I'm getting some entertainment out there and seeing some good stuff. So how do people reach you again?
I think the best way to reach me is the Instagram route,
Okay.
Ticket Time USA. We have a large following.
Okay.
The other way is, like I said, text messages is the best way. I work right off my phone.
Fantastic.
So they could send me a text message at 631-213-7675. That's text.
Fantastic.
Okay. 631-213-7675. And thank you so much for having me, Tom. It's been a pleasure.
Same here, Tom.
You
Thanks for being here.
Wonderful studio here.
All right,
wonderful.
Fantastic. I appreciate you being here, my friend. Again, that's Ticket Time USA on Instagram. And follow me, Tom Marino Coaching. That's Tom Marino Coaching on Instagram. All right, we'll talk to you right after this commercial break.
Well, give me all you got and don't hold.
Hey, this is Tom Marino of The Tom Marino Show here. Imagine you wake up and you've had a major sewer backup in your home. Well, let me tell you about a company that I've worked with personally, New House Restoration, where they take your damaged old house and make it a new house. For any water, fire, mold, or asbestos damage, please call them at 631-604-8590. That's 631-604-8590. New House Restoration.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without.
Show. I'm your host, Tom Marino, Success Strategy Coach. Thank you so much for tuning back in. Happy almost Mother's Day. Happy Cinco de Mayo for everybody out there that's celebrating Cinco de Mayo today. It is a great day. We got some great stuff coming up this weekend. It's springtime, people. It is beautiful out there right now, and it's just been amazing. It's been so much fun to feel the warmth of that spring air. And today is just one of those beautiful days. I think it was like 69 degrees, 70 degrees when I was driving in here, and it's just been a great start to what is the beginning of hopefully my weekend here. All right, so I wanted to again thank Tom for being on the show. I want to thank Tom from TIXX Time USA on Instagram, TIXX Time USA, Tom Allen, for being on the show and for sharing his expertise, and really for saying what needs to be said about being able to trust people, especially with the cost of tickets and how much things are with tickets and all the extra fees and stuff. Tom is a real honest guy. He really does right by the customer, and I think it's really important that you if you want tickets, you reach out to him. That's TIXX Time USA on Instagram. All right, I wanted to wrap up the show with a little thought that I had this morning, actually, as I was on the Peloton. And sometimes when you're exercising, you have clarity of mind and body and spirit. And this morning, the instructor, I was taking the class with Robin. Robin is really awesome. She brings such great energy to her classes, and she said something that really resonated with me. And she said, "There is no change without challenge." She said, "There is no change without challenge." Basically, change is challenge for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like to change. A lot of people are afraid to change. And there really is challenge that comes about when we're trying to make changes. And usually we are responding to a challenge that makes us change. And, what I never realized before until she said it, and I don't know why it struck me this way, but when things like this strike me this way, I know that there's a message and a deeper meaning that I have to think about in what's said. And the thing that stuck out for me was change is in the word challenge. Change is the beginning and the end of the word challenge. The only thing that changes challenge is LLE in the middle of the word. Change is in challenge. It literally is in the word. That when we are faced with challenges, we have to see them as opportunities to make a change. And I was like, oh my goodness, what a revelation at 7:00 in the morning on the Peloton this morning. Change is in challenge. And challenge has the word change in it. And of course, what do? I go right to acronyms. My choice model is my coaching model. It's my coaching platform. It's the 6 steps of choice that I've talked about on this show. And, there's a lot of overlap with the word change when I started to break out change and choice and looking at the letters. And the first thing, of course, is clarify. In choice, it's clarify your mindset. In change, it's clarify. Whenever we make a change, we need to clarify what we want to do. What change do you want to make? What needs to change? It's really important that we understand that. We have to always spend time clarifying what it is that we want, clarifying what it is to change, clarifying what needs to be changed. And then the H, harness your values. There it is again. Because when we make changes, we need to make changes that align with our values. Now, maybe some of our values have changed, and that's why we are faced with challenges, is because we haven't realigned ourselves with the things that have changed. So again, harness your values. Take your values and make sure you're changing your values or make sure that what you are changing aligns with what you value. The A is activating change. There it is again. Activation, change activation. You want to activate your desire to change. You want to make a change. You've got to activate your desire to change. Now, N is a little different. We haven't had the N yet in change, but that's your negotiables. One of the things I've been talking with a lot of clients about recently is what are your negotiables and what are your non-negotiables? And in making change and implementing change and recognizing when there is a need to change things, you have negotiables, things that you're going to be willing to compromise, but then there's going to be your non-negotiables. In order to make change, you need to know what your non-negotiables are. Those are your needs. Again, another N. Your needs are your non-negotiables. Your non-negotiables, you've got to know what they are, the things that you will not compromise. And then you have to recognize your negotiables, the things that you will compromise on. G is for growth. What growth do you want to see? What is the growth that you want to see from your change process? How do you want to grow? That's necessary to understanding what your goal is, another G, the goal for change, the goal for growth in making the changes that you're making in your life. And this is what I can help walk you through, is how to get to the goal and the growth that you want to achieve. And E is expectations. Establishing expectations. If you're going to make changes, you have to create new expectations. You have to create new boundaries. You have to create a framework that is going to support the changes that you're making in your life. Now, challenge, like I said, the word change is in challenge, and it incorporates all of these elements. Okay? It's the thing that separates change from challenge are two simple letters, L and E. And the two L's in challenge are about listening and learning. Listening and learning. Challenges arise when we don't listen and we don't learn. When we're stubborn to make changes, we're not willing to learn. When we are overwhelmed and we're not sure what's going on and we're struggling to make the change and we know something has to happen, but we can't hear it. We can't hear from other people sometimes. We can't listen to other people. But if you listen and learn, you will allow your challenge to enable your change. You've got to listen and learn. Listening and learning is imperative to being successful in a change process. Nothing is coincidental. Nothing is coincidental at all. Listen and be aware, become aware of the things that are coming at you. If you hear something that your partner, your spouse, your friend, your parent, whoever, your children even sometimes will say it, and then you hear it again, and you hear it maybe on the news, from a news story, or you hear it from a talk show or a podcast or you hear it from somewhere, from another source, there's no coincidence that you're hearing it twice, 3 times. There's reason in it. Listen to it. The 3 times, the 4 times that it happens is to make you listen and learn, ask questions, be curious. Always be curious and always learn. And the E in challenge is engagement. You have to engage with the challenge to make a change. Don't run away from it. You have to engage with it. You have to engage with that challenge, with that difficulty that you're struggling with. Because if you engage with that, you're going to get better results. If you avoid engaging, change is not going to happen. So that's my little epiphany from this morning. Change is in challenge. Change is a part of overcoming your challenges. And change, if you can change the things that you want to change, it's because you've overcome the challenges to make those changes. So if this resonates with you, I want you to reach out to me at Tom Marino Coaching on Instagram. I want to help you through this time in your life, help you to make the changes that you want to change and that you desire to change, but maybe don't know how or aren't sure. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Visit me at tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. Please remember to wear a sports jersey on Monday to honor Laser LaPenna. You can also post a picture of baseball bats, baseball paraphernalia outside your front door and use a hashtag bats for laser, bats out for laser, bats out for laser. It's LAZAR. All right, until next time, this is Tom Marino saying choose your adrenalized life.
Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.